It's only a month or two since I picked up the big NV350 from the car boot, and it's a shame that I don't still have that, because I've just picked up this NV250 from good old Facebook Marketplace. And very rare that I, of all people, get to show a very rare pneumatic tool, but this is one of them. This is the head that the 350 should have had. This is the head that the 250 had until it turned black plastic in some point. Comment down below. Let's have a look at this one and see what it's like, what I've got, and how well it works. Hello, my vacuum cleaner and pneumatic chums. How are you today? Yeah, I'm amazed it lasted. I think it was a week I've been keeping an eye on it. I've been quite poor. But luckily, a out of the blue shark repair, V11 repair and DC14 repair. I should be doing the V11 repair rather than filming this, to be honest, but whoops-a-daisy, made me have the money to go and pick this up in North End of Oxford. Yeah. This is the original pneumatic floor head with the pneumatic script in beautiful condition. It's a little bit battered everywhere else, but the base plate is mint. The brushes, I think, are trying to work. Hopefully there's just a lot of fluff underneath, but yeah, that's what this style of head suffers from, sadly. The brushes don't come out all the way, and then it just makes the floor head scratchy scratch, which this is sort of starting to do, and that's what wears down the base plate. So yeah, a little bit of a shame, and why these are so fantastically rare, because normally these things, especially the old NV250, are bought to be used and abused as commercial vacuums. This one was bought for a person's house. Chap told me he was in the pub in the early 1980s, and the pub had one of these, and he was drinking up, and they were clearly up. He went, works really well. Bought his own house later on that year, next year, and bought this, and then used it in the same house that I picked it up from him and his lovely wife, both quite old now. She just couldn't really carry him about. So, yeah, one owner from New Henry. Sadly, in that time, they haven't removed the wands at all, because they are jammed on, and I think I'm right in saying that these are the original ones as well. They're very chromy and shiny, but I think that's correct. If they're a pattern set, well, they've been on there a while, judging by the scratches, but I don't think it is. I think it is the original set. Thank goodness it's welded itself together the way that I like the Ben 10, because that would be intolerable. I have to think of some way to do that, because it is flipping impossible. Luckily the floor head fell off as I got it out of the car. It was fine. We have an hose. It's not the genuine hose or the original hose. I don't know. It's got textured plastic in it, and normally that is solid, smooth. So I think it hasn't got the original hose. It doesn't really matter, because it's definitely only got about 10 minutes left with this original hose cut. The hose itself is decent enough though, and we will keep it because I have nothing better. It's totally the wrong hose. It should be like a squared off end that does the same job. There we go. There are our tools. Let's have a look at the machine itself, which is actually not quite as immaculate as that NV350 was, but he's certainly not bad on. I would class little bits like these paint chips are absolutely nothing at all. It is suffering from a little bit of rust bubbling on the top, which I will do what I did with the NV350 and drip a bit of super glue in it. Doesn't have its original cable. The guy didn't mention about the hose, but yeah, normal people sadly don't remember that, but he did say it had a new cable. Good, because it's probably going to have a second new cable at some point. This is awful. Awful. It's got all curly. We do have a very modern plug on it. This is not an old plug at all. I've got lots of these upstairs. This will join them. Interestingly, it has also, I did forget to ask him about this particular bit, That is the same place, Dagas Limited. Dagas. Oh, it is Dagas. That is exactly the same sticker in exactly the same place that the NV350 has. So there must have been thousands of these pass through their hands. Well, I really must research that a little bit more and see what it might have been. So yeah, the second Dagas one we have, we can see our ratings plate, 680 watts. Do not know the date yet. We might find that out later on in this video. If we open up the lid, well, for a start, the painted on, that is not a sticker. Crikey, that's, I'm not going to polish that very much. That is paint there, or another chip there. But underneath is mint. Very nice indeed. We have ourselves a filter. Cool. Absolutely filthy. Probably vac that off in a minute. I think that is the original filter. And then, oh yes, we do have some bags. Let me just gloss over these. Sadly, Mr. NV250 has been being fed horrible patterned paper bags, which is a bit of a shame. But you can keep this one in there for a little bit longer, because yeah, inside of there is all horrible and musty. So we'll probably bang a HEPA flow in there in the scene after we vacuum off the filter. To happen very shortly. But for now, we'll keep him as he is, because though it's quite dusty, it's not horrible, you know. Oh, actually, before we put that back together, he has this anti-tip thing. I'm not going to demonstrate it now. And then some nice axles, and then the nice chrome wheels. The sticker's been put on, okay, not level, but I'm not peeling off now. But yeah, nice chrome wheels. That is how you can roughly date at a glance from some grainy Facebook Marketplace photos and early Numatic NV250. But early or late doesn't really matter. It doesn't work very well. So let's see how he sounds. Sounds mint. Absolutely mint. Tons of suction. Tons of airflow. And zero wind down noise. The NV350 had more wind down noise, and I'm pretty sure that's just because it had a bit of disposable garage back and probably got stored badly rather than anything else. This thing, because it's lived in a house, is mint. Lots and lots of airflow from the comically awful cuff. Doesn't even fit out. Really fit in there. It will go on, but then it literally pulls off. So yeah, we're gonna be getting rid of that in a second. But first, we'll get rid of that cable. We're gonna put the hose on, and for one last time in his current guise, before we start changing and cleaning things and making him not a one-owner NV250. Let's vacuum. Oh, yeah. It's skimmy, but it also... there we go. Shove the hose cup on a bit more. Yeah, it's skimmy, but it picks up everything in its path. It is very nice indeed. Fantastic, right, let's fix him up. Let's take some measurements first before we get fitting anything. I did find this hose cuff, which hopefully, if it does work, will be short enough to maybe get away with it. Depends on if it's... Oh no, I can already tell. Oh, I can already tell it's different, because look, you can see from there. Right, well, whatever. I'm giving up for now. It is not important, and actually, yeah, it does confirm that this is very much not an original hose at all. So I feel less bad. I'm going to go get, I think it'll be a longer cuff, sadly, but a cuff with a matching watch face and thingamajig. But I'm trying to get it off. without stabbing myself through the hand. There we go. Because we have it like this, we should be able to water lift test it. And I looked, and the other NV250, because this bit is the same on this and that taller one that we had. So let's see if this does more or less than a 70. Oh, I'm going to call that 75. Yeah. 75. That's not bad. What we didn't get a chance to do with the other one, because I didn't have it at the time, was connect it up to our noodle pot. We can come over to our wind speed measuring device, hold it roughly into place and see what we get. Oh, 12.7, 12.9. You get 13? Yeah! Oh, I'm going to call that. We're not being that scientific here. 12.5. 12.5 miles an hour. Oh, but being the machine that it is, I'll take this off of its stand a bit now. I'll try and keep it as consistent as I can for the suction. But this machine has a blower port. It's a blower NV250. We can screw that onto there. And there you go. 30 miles an hour, I think we're going to have to call that. 34 miles an hour. Definitely not as good as a dirty fan machine, but for a clean air machine with a blow port, we shall pop that onto the old spreadsheet. Right, marvellous. So it runs, it drives, it pulls some alright numbers. It's a little bit tacky though, and I'm probably going to be chucking him straight into the refurb pile. Be nice to just, clean it up a little bit and perhaps, use him for a little while in his current state. So while we're doing all that, we may as well crack his little nut open and see how old this thing really is. For the majority of this, I think like this will be perfect. So I like to go in from the top down. It's a little bit more fiddly, but as I found on the NV350/250/ the other one, going in from the bottom, it can chew up these screws, whereas from the top it seems a bit easier to do. And actually, coming in from the top, we don't have to crack the motor fully out of its housing anyway to see what year he was born. So we shall undo the screws, not for the first time though. Somebody has been in here before, but in the last one. The last one was okay. Let's see if that was just somebody having a bad day. And in theory, this will lift up and off this top cover here. There we go, all nicely in there. We'll feed this cable through a little bit and give ourselves a bit of room. Oh no, it's broken. Oh, let's send it back. It's had a crack there and a previous repair, so that's going to need fixing again. We have ourselves a 3-core flex, very, very nice and flexy. I'm gonna just remove it to give more space for us to look and see, although I don't think we fully need to, because we just need to get to these 2 screws. There the flex is going to be replaced, but not today. So there we go, we can take that off and we have our 3-core flex. I'm then going to pull the bottom 2 terminals off the back of the switch, like so, and that should really give us all the room we need to lift this whole top piece off. Now I need to do is take, I think it's this screwdriver here, and hope that these 4 screws, as they are so far, crack off nicely. 3, come on, yeah. Then we'll take out these top 4 screws here. Then we can lift up the lid for probably the first time in a very long time. I'm actually going to pull these two white wires down and potentially through, but there's some sort of earth cable that wasn't actually there on the other one, which is a little bit mildly annoying, but we can, oh, and it's tagged into down there as well. Gosh, darn it, let's remove this earth terminal, because then I can get rid of this handle and all of the wiring completely. Come on. Yeah, it's definitely all been gone through before. Look, there are modern stuff everywhere. Right, probably why it has an earth. I don't think it should be air from the factory. Comment down below. But inside of here, yeah, this is just as dusty as my other one was, is our motor. And can't actually see a date, but that does look a bit newer. I think we might have to go a little bit further down. But the beauty of coming in from the top is that you can do the horrible bit first. Then we can get out the way, move you out of the way. This bit will then just undo by hand. And you can take out these 4 screws. And I thought we could see the sticker on the top. I'm sort of a little bit hopeful that it's not been replaced, but it looks pretty much the same, and that's definitely genuine pneumatic cable protection. Oh. Hi, yes. There it is. So we have ourselves, oh, there, 121031. 1981, I think it might be. Nice, decent motor. We are now but a peek away from the mint fan case. Again, just like the other video really, the outfit is just going to be me having not done much with this motor at all. It's running a bit warm, but I think that's fine. I'm not gonna touch it. It's absolutely mint and lovely. So that is how you strip down a Numatic NV. Stripping one back together is pretty simple. Little notch here, you have to line that up with the notch on there, and I want to give it a bit of a wipe down, but I don't want to go completely crazy. Let's just wipe down this. It'll be fine. Line that up on there, sandwich it back together on the base, lining up the screw holes, and then do those 4 pegs and screws back up. Right, that's the top half, looking very nice indeed. Now onto the bottom. Yeah, I'd like to give this filter a cursory vacuum off. I think, as much as it feels like a fairly new bag, we're going to change the bag as well, just because we can. For my bench vac today, we're going to use this Siemens Super, which probably should have its before video film tonight, but this is a bit more exciting. So, oh, it's not even turned on. There we go. Broken, but it's not that broken. Oh yeah, it's not awful, but definitely, here we go. Definitely some improvement to be had, right. We use the NV250 to desperately bench back out that and give it the cleaning that it needs. But until then, I mean, he's a bit grubby, isn't he? He's not awful, but he's certainly seen what is probably nearly 40 years all over worth of use. So we're gonna just a quick wipe down. We're not going to go crazy. I mainly just want to make sure that all of the ceiling faces are sealed. Make sure that everything's nice and tight in there. That's what you want with the clips are so nice. Not chipped and pitted, the ones on that other one were a little bit. And then we can come around to the bin, which is going to be possibly the most desperate need. Again, a good scrub soap helps. But for now, just get all the grime off, make his little eyes white again, make his little mouth black again. Oh yes, lovely. Bit less clattery with the plastic one, but he's a metal one. Lovely, that will probably do us in terms of just making him look that little bit better. That can go on there. Oh, where did I put the holder bags? Here's the holder bag. We can put, oh, would you just come on? One of these holder bags into there. Come on. Get in the hole. You're not even going to be in here very long, if I can help it, but if I get you shit ready for the weekend, I can hoover the car out with him, which would be great fun. Then, nice spray, we'll take our filter, and this is probably where you'll get the biggest improvement, is to get all in here as much as you can, so that this rubber sealing surface seals up against the metal of the machine. Oh, hello. That's potentially interesting, a bit more liquid. There we go, that can go on there. We'll do this top bit, which is, I think, actually a separate seal. Yeah, this will all probably try and put this through the washing machine, or just give it a good old hand wash. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about this. I can't weld. It's going to make that incredibly annoying. And I don't know, really, I'm a little bit tempted to just leave it like that, but we'll see. You can weld, and I can post this to you to tack it up. Do let me know down below. But for now, it doesn't really matter. We can put that on there, put this on there, back onto a little hole, and then, oh, if I just take the 27 miles of cable, leave over, check we haven't wired them up front. So far, so good. More airflow now. Yeah, he runs and looks really good. I sort of pushed that onto there, but if we now put the hose back into place, and I remember where I put the suction gauge, this probably isn't going to change. No, it hasn't got any worse. Let's just see if we get any more or less wind. Oh, 14! Yeah! It feels more sharp than the other one. I can't quite place my finger on it, but regardless, we've got one more thing to wipe down, and that is our lovely, beautiful floor head. I've had one of these, yeah, we've had one of these floor heads before, haven't we? Literally from the top of my road, somebody would have had one of these, or the Henry version, the very early Henrys, I think, had this head as well. Yeah, we did have it. I sold that to another collector for surprising amounts of money, because yeah, the heads alone are worth a fortune, because you can normally find an NV250, you know, early 80s one, you can normally find one that runs and drives and just needs a refurb, but what you normally don't find is the head. So having the head is really, really nice. We're going to get all in here to clean all of the grot and the grime out of where the wand goes. I'm not going to go mad, because we do a lot of this when I wash it up, but just to get the worst of the gunk off. Oh, look how lovely that is under there. Yeah, lint strips are gone, but they always are. I'm amazed that there's even the remains of them at all. Oh, fantastic. And this whole thing's quite loose under there. Maybe we take out these 4 screws here. And hopefully, if that sickening crunch on screw 2 wasn't a screw post snapping, we can, come on. Oh yes, remove all of the fluff. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't. These bits can crack, this bit hasn't. We want to save these 2 springs for absolutely sure. Yeah, crikey, look at the 40 years of fluff. It's not actually the worst I've seen. You can go a step further now. Well, wow. Lift out the brushes. Yeah, well, fair play, Mr. Numatic. You have done well. You can finish off the job. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. You can finish off the job that you should have done before and suck up all of the dirt. Oh, I can see why people use these so much for benchmarks. Oh, that looks important. Ah, there's the other one. Cool. Oh, it is broken. Okay, fine. Oh, that's it. Ah, there's so much stuff. There's some stuff. Right, yeah, it is a little bit broken, sadly. This red plastic is quite brittle, I think, and there should be a locking tab in there, but we might, oh, and that screw post is cracked just there, so yeah, we are going to have to be a bit careful with this. That annoyingly fell off as well, and I bet that's not going to be, I mean, it's supremely obvious where it goes. There's even 2 little rubber prongs that don't really seem to hit in there, so that goes in there, that goes in there. This can go, oh, you can go, oh no, it's all going wrong. It should be fine. There we go. So that goes on there. This goes upside down on there. And then springs, screws, base plates. We should have ourselves a nicely cleaned out machine. Oh yes, and these spacer things, which I think actually centre up. Yeah, this is what the brushes right up and down against. Springs on there. Oh, we'll keep a bit of fluff in there for old time's sake. Base plate on, and then do up the screws. Needs a bit of concentration. So hold it all together, or it all falls apart. One thing that somebody did ask me in the comments was, does the bent end change the air reading? I have no idea, quite frankly, and this isn't going to answer that either. However, I wonder what all the wands might do. I don't even know if I can hold this together. Hold on. I'll have to get it on. That's it. More. 14, 15. Yeah, come on, you can do 15. Yeah. How interesting. Yeah, so they might improve as the tools go through. I guess that's why Numatic switched to a conical hose for that period. Yeah, interesting stuff. I'll keep trying to go as close to the end of the hose as I can now. Okay, emergency Q-bond has been on. I made some of the dust that was around their structural. It's just been capillary. All the various problems is if that shears off and that crack runs all the way down there, so it might. It's game over for this head, and I mean, you're probably getting to get an idea as to why this specific style of head is quite rare, and why, bar the odd clip here and there, I'm not going to use it very much. Let me get it back together, and just like that, our head is back together. It does snap a lot better, and those brushes do seem, oh yes, to come out much more. So yeah, full of fluff. Not been cleaned out, I would imagine, ever, to be honest. I think that screw had rusted itself into the head. So now, oh yeah, oh, it is a lovely head. It just glides. You could clean a screw for 3.5 solid hours and do a really good job. Yeah, lots of airflow now. Oh, it is lovely. Oh, fantastic. And the only other that I have at our disposal is not that fun at all. But if you remember from the VAX 121 after video, the Power Plus head came out pretty decent for a Power Plus head. It's spinning it the same as the VAX 121 did, and this is using a couple of hundred watts less power. So I guess, I guess that's pretty good for it, but no. Look, I'm almost bringing this over. Can I even pick it up? Too small. Yeah, it's all about this. Oh. It's all about that view there. It's a bit of a shame the hose isn't correct, but I'll be honest, I've never had a hose of that shape, so I don't know what one looks like to think about it. I'm going to try and get these ones unseized at some point, ready for the art video, and there's a couple of little modifications that I would like to do, but I think my £40 was very well spent on an original enough one owner Numatic NV250 from I think 1981, could be wrong though. Comment down below when you decoded that picture of the motor serial number, but that will do for now. So have you ever seen one of these pneumatic heads? Have you got one on a mint original pneumatic machine? If so, do let me know in the comments down below. But this is now fully usable, so I'm going to go and batter him about a bit, and given that I'm joking, I'm going to use him here and there. I do want to clean the car out. I think I might have to use this, and yeah, otherwise we'll just bum around a bit until I get him refurbished and we get to the after video and fit the little subtle modifications that I've already ordered. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I and this NV250 will see you soon. Bye bye.